Seabear, I bet I could find the replay. San Diego got 139. Oof. Oh, it chased the carrier around the island. I see.
So in
Grunty.
other words, the San Diego farmed planes.
I sent this video in, or this replay in, mainly to point out two common mistakes that I see a lot on this map. Or one that is map specific, and one is general ship specific.
Okay.
And I chat figure out now what these mistakes are.
You want chat to guess?
I mean, they figure it out.
Okay. So while they're guessing what those common mistakes are, where's that sub going? Wow. So
I have no idea.
ZF-6, it's got. Go ahead.
I was about to say, like, I've seen a lot of shit in this game, but this is the first time I've seen a sub to a 180 at the start of the battle. You see something new every day.
Yep. First mistake, the sub going to Narnia.
Yeah, that wasn't even what I meant, though. I totally forgot that happened.
So this ship, it's got main battery load booster. It's got defensive fire. Defensive fire in this ship isn't real. It's not that helpful, even if you spec into anti-air. Is that correct? Because I thought that was. Could have sworn that was my experience with it, at least.
I think I took 10,000 damage from Nebraska bombs this game, so that answers your question, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got loot yens, so there's the flare. Okay. You found the sub.
It's the same spec I just posted for the C-46. I'm currently sharing a captain.
Okay. So, I'm gonna guess the first mistake is going too aggressive and getting yourself detected and shot at by everybody.
Honestly, the mistake here is right here, but it's the Ostergotland making a mistake.
He beached?
If you rush into that A-cap, you are most likely gonna die. Or if you don't die, you get the cap, but you're never gonna get out alive.
Okay.
Getting into this cap early is a trap.
You saw there, unfortunately he beached. If he didn't beach, he would have gotten into the cap, but like you said, he's probably stuck.
Yeah. And Grunty did a very good job of punishing him. In fact, I actually like to do this maneuver as well. You literally sit where Grunty is, and then camp any destroyer trying to get in.
Okay. And we saw you use AP into the side of the Ostergotland. I didn't see your build, but do you have the AP?
Yes.
Yeah,
this is actually British AP. It does have the improved AP pen angle.
Aha.
So it makes a lot of sense to take that skill on that ZF-6. The problem is, like, the skill itself, outside of a C-42 as well, and then the Elbing line, is not that useful in the German destroyer. They would normally not take it.
I was just going to mention that.
Which makes sharing a captain with a tactical destroyer a little bit of a problem.
Well, you're probably, like, you're running loot yens on it, which you can do, but you know, your loot yens is going to be for a German destroyer tech tree or a different premium, most likely, destroyer, if you've got him set to, I don't know, a battleship or something, right?
I actually don't use him on any tech tree ship at the moment, because there's no tech tree ship I play that shares a build with one of the premiums where I want the cap.
Right, and we were talking about that in the Discord earlier.
Yeah, it's super awkward.
Right. Oh look, the sub again.
That sub
Dutch
was
says ship.
super annoying.
Yeah. Dutch Eagle says ship-specific mistake sitting broadside in smoke, but you did get away with it. Would you agree with that? Is that the other one?
No, that was not the mistake. I wasn't completely broadside to the position where the Ostergotland was. I was slightly angled, giving me an out. But obviously, if you see a destroyer there, like, you expect the torps coming from that direction, so it shouldn't be as a surprise. But I mean, you shouldn't be sitting broadside in your smoke. especially if you don't have hyper. Yeah,
Right,
it's a
alright.
very common mistake people make.
So, all right, here's defensive fire, and you reinforce, but unfortunately, he pulled his bombers away. So it looks like they're coming back, though.
But I mean, this is pretty much the second mistake already. Like, look at this enemy Nebraska where he is. Like, he is just sitting Bowen at max range, just in plane after plane after plane. Like,
Well, sure,
don't
because he's a
play your
carrier.
US and battleships like that.
He hasn't unlocked the engine module. It's sad.
Oh.
All right, so now you've got, what is that, a North Carolina going into A against a Missouri and your sub. So he's pretty much dead. That's cool.
The whole problem here is, like, you kind of want to hunt down the sub, but at the same time I can't because the sub spots me. These planes are super annoying all the time from Nebraska.
Well, then there's a
And,
Atago over there, too.
And the Atago can shoot as well, yeah. So I'm honestly a little bit lost here.
Right. To a lesser extent, so can the Drake, but I think the Atago is your bigger concern.
And the fact that both of our battleships like go into this gap is like they're pretty much giving up the flank here. So
Right.
I hate this play from our battleships.
Well, you know, the problem I find is that once you've kind of established the original, like, win condition or whatever, a lot of times people don't know what to do after that. And so, like, the default decision is, well, I'm just going to push. But they don't know where to push, right? In that situation, neither of them wanted to push into kiting, farming cruisers. I can kind of understand it. But at the same time, in the process of doing so, they gave up so much hit points. I mean, the Georgia died for it because of the sub.
And it's not that the position of the battleship that's still in A, like he gets a cap now, okay, fine. Is any better in there? Like,
well, no, but, you know, a lot of times people don't think that way. They think, you know, one step at a time. They don't think, okay, I'm going to do this and this and this and, you know, think about the situation. And now the Missouri and Bismarck have joined forces, and together they will be farmed. I mean, it's what it is, you know?
Well, I mean, that was nice of them to allow the other team to farm them.
Mm-hmm.
it put me in a stupid situation that I didn't know anymore what to do. Because I can't push in that Atago either.
All you can do
Clearly has
is...
Hydro running, is a decent player. He's dodged everything so far, so...
Yep. Yep.
Well,
And it gets even
that's-
worse now, because the enemy team here realized that our battleships pushed through A and left. So this Atago is now trying to actually push up and get in. And who's gonna stop it?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you're not in a bad position. What I would do is, I would have swung my guns over to the east side and start cutting northeast. So the way Atago's turrets are turned, they're turned to his left. And you know he's gonna go into A.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing though, but I choose to go forward and shoot him from here. Like, I think I'm pretty much opening up like any second. Instead
That
of
will work
cutting
too.
away, I'm shooting, using this island here as a little bit of a cover.
Okay.
And then
you're
you
on his
shoot
broadside.
him. Yep, that's pretty much how you do it. I would have opened up earlier just because you have, if you're more confident in speed boost dodging, then you could have opened up earlier.
Also, he
Yeah,
was...
the thing
he had
is
the
not
island
very
behind him,
fast.
too.
Yep. Atago was most vulnerable when the island was right there. You could have fired some HE and then switched back to AP when you eventually would go into A.
Yeah, I could probably have.
Hey, that's
But
screaming
this would
in
have
the
all
song
been
is
prevented
perfect.
if our battleships stayed here.
Well, it is what it is. You can't control what your
Yeah, you
allies
can.
do.
You can. At least the Atago dies inside there.
Yeah.
I would have just finished him off. What,
Yeah, I'm
what else is
surprised
gonna
he
stop you?
Especially because you were detected just now.
I was
Oh,
like, the
what's
Bismarck
up?
kills it there, no problem, right? It's right next to it. I don't want to get spotted again. So,
right, DCP and turn. Oh, close.
Yeah, not
So-
that close.
I wouldn't have worried about being detected. You know how the Nebraska plays. He has just been a stationary airfield for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once you deal with the sub, you can just dodge him all day while farming damage.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The sub is definitely a pain in the butt. Nice thing you have going for you, I think, is he's quite low on his dive charge.
Oh, and this is another fun part about ZF-6. Go hover the depth charge icon.
It has 4 death charges per, like 4 bombs per charge. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
For
Pickles.
reference,
Go ahead.
And that is already increased damage because I have the heavy AP shell. It's
For reference, the Z-46 will drop 10 to the same depth charges.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very good.
Well, at least the sub surfaced. Oh, I thought you were gonna live.
I mean, it doesn't matter how many you drop. It still takes 47 of them to kill a sub.
Yeah, I was watching the official stream earlier, and I don't know what they were playing the C-42, and he was right over a German Tier 10 submarine, and he hit it like with 8 depth charges and did what 8,000 damage.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
Oh yeah,
Well,
you get a death pick from me. Very
got a
very
death
rare
pick.
one. I hope you treasure it.
I do, because it looks awesome. No, I love getting death picks, especially with planes in it. So I think it's kind of cool to be able to see that. And yeah, and your turrets too, like swung out 90 degrees. Looks awesome.
I like the ship. It's very good.
I could tell. Dutch approves of the death pick as well. And the sub survived. Oof. Never mind.
Sub gets what it deserves.
I got my revenge.
So do destroyer mains.
Bigglesworth, you had a question earlier, and I think I didn't answer it. I wanted to, and I forgot in between sessions. So, can you repeat your question if you don't mind? You don't remember either?
Well, either was asking about the engine boost or Russian
covered
light
that.
cruisers.
We covered both of those.
I'll scroll up.
Thanks.
I'm
SAT.
too lazy.
So, his question was, is there a British ship that the
Oh.
Navy Commander Cunningham is best on?
Thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome.
Belfast.
I don't think there is any single ship. There's multiple lines really, really good on. Mainly the destroyers, the heavy cruiser line, and the CVs.
Honestly, it comes down to whichever kind of player you are, what class you're strongest in. You put him on a tech tree ship for that could also work for premium ships for that. So I have my Cunningham, for example. Where is my Cunningham? I think he's on Audacious. Because I just needed
I have
someplace
him
to
on
put
Eagle.
No, I have Cunningham on Conqueror, I think, actually. I think I have him on Conqueror because I don't really play carriers that much. Although a lot of people say he's really good on the British carriers.
Yeah, he is good. Like, he has the buffed skill for it, and you
Mhm.
can get the 4 floodings now. It's a bit
Mhm.
harder, but you still can, and gives the speed. Which is
Right.
also the main advantage why he's so good on the daring. Like, the British destroyers are notoriously slow,
Mhm.
and if you get the 4 floodings, which is definitely possible in a daring,
Yep.
you get the speed, which compensates for that naturally bad speed.
Mhm.
And you can also, if you get 2 kills, you get an additional consumable, which means an extra heal, extra smoke, extra hydro. That's all very, very useful and rather easy to achieve.
Yep.
Like,
Thanks
you're
for
not gonna
saying.
get it every game, but you have a good chance of getting it.
Mhm. Good
I
point
don't know
too,
about
Patton.
flooding for darings, though.
What about flooding for darings?
I don't know if you can reliably achieve it every game.
No.
No, you're not gonna reliably achieve it every single game. Like, it's not like Lutyens where you get it pretty much every single time, but
Mhm.
for floodings is something a daring is very
Hey.
capable of doing. Like, you torp 2 different ships, and if the torps spread out, you could get a bow and a stern flooding with your first 2 sets of torpedoes on 2 different ships and have it proc.